This is my Amflow PL Carbon e-bike, and today I'm going to do a longer term review on the bike because I've had some epic times on this bike and I want to share the experiences with it if you are considering getting an e-bike and just the current state of e-biking as a whole right now, because I think we're in a very interesting time of mountain biking. Amflow did send me this bike 3 or 4 months ago to try out. This is the Amflow PL Carbon. They have a model above this, the PL Carbon Pro. As you can probably see, I have upgraded this a lot, trying different parts on it as I'll talk through in this video. If you're unfamiliar what this bike is, it is a lightweight, full-powered e-bike, and it comes with a choice of either a 600 or an 800 watt battery. I have the 800 watt beast. It weighs in at around about 20 kilos out the box. Now don't quote me on that, mine's a little bit heavier now because I've put all this heavy stuff on it. I did a first ride experience on this bike when I first got it, and it was actually a mixed opinion from me because I struggled to get on this bike out the box. I didn't change any components. I went up riding the Golfie and was actually quite scared riding it because of the orientation of the bike. The bike itself isn't an enduro bike. It's supposed to be a trail bike. When DJI launched this bike, I actually believe the bike itself, the geometry of the bike, wasn't their first priority. The first priority for them was launching the new motor, the Amflow motor, and showing that that thing was an absolute monster against Bosch, Shimano, and every other manufacturer. The geometry of the bike is pretty standard. I think they were just taking like an average of all the geometries across every manufacturer and just put it into one bike basically. Head angle's fairly steep out the box at like 64.5 degrees, which isn't too bad, or 64 degrees. I actually struggled with it on the first ride and had to make a few adjustments to get comfortable with it. Size wise, I'm actually about 6'1" and I'm riding the large. Sizing feels really good in the cockpit. I've never felt like I'm cramped for space, always feel like I've got plenty of space to move around. Bike doesn't feel too small, corners really well. It's just an overall balanced bike. I wouldn't say it's like the best bike I've ridden, but it's definitely not the worst e-bike or bike I've ridden. So my experience so far with this bike, when I first rode it, I rode it in full 29er mode, which is how it comes in the box. I felt the bike was quite big. I have it full 29er right now, but I have also ridden it in the mullet mode because it has the ability to flip the chip. So you can run smaller rear wheel, bigger front wheel, which could suit more riders' preferability. I actually tried it in that mode and actually really liked it, and unfortunately broke one of my wheels, so I've currently just got the 29er back on it. But what I did was I actually left the chip in the 27.5 mode. Although you're not supposed to do that, I actually think it feels really good. I feel the bike just really does work with me. Maybe I'll do some more testing in the future, but for now that's how I'm running the bike. As you can see, we've made a ton of upgrades to the bike. This is not standard at all. I think the only standard thing on this bike at the minute is the dropper seat post. No problems there. That's about it. So it comes with Amflow's own handlebar stem, headset, seat post, wheels. They've made all their own components, which is pretty cool. Again, no complaints, but I just wanted to change it to my own personal preference stuff. So doing just a quick spec check. Rear shock is actually still the same. We have a Fox air shock on there, which is again average. I think I probably will upgrade this at some point to test something else, but it's all right, does the job. It gets a beating. Put some bigger forks on the front, so I'm currently running, I think I've got 170mm forks on here, and the bike comes with 150 or 160mm travel forks. I just felt like having a higher front end and some suspension that I get on really well with was just way better for my own confidence in riding. I also changed the handlebars and stem. Again, personal preference. We're running the Title handlebars. We've got the AH bars in here, cut to 790 on the e-bike, which is slightly wider for me. We have dropper seat post, which is 170mm I think on there. We've also changed the brakes as well. So we've got those Lewis LH titanium brakes in there, which is just creme de la creme of braking. And then wheels, I've put my Chris King and Reserve wheels in there because they're just the strongest wheels. We've got the drivetrain on here, which is 12 speed Eagle from SRAM. Haven't changed that, haven't touched it. It's pretty basic. It does the job. It changes gears. It's not wireless. It's not electric. No problems for me so far, especially under shifting and under load of this massive e-bike. A lot of you guys are going to be asking the question, what's the motor like and what does the bike ride like? That's going to be the main question, right? The motor, in my opinion, is the most impressive thing on this bike. In fact, it's the most impressive thing in the e-bike industry right now. And if every other bike manufacturer who produces motors is not themselves, they should be. Because this motor, the Amflow motor, has a 1000 watt peak power output, you can literally access that all the time with a new firmware update from Avinox and DJI, which is insane. When I first got this bike, you could press a secret cheeky little button and it would give you access to 30 seconds of this boost mode, so you could use 1000 watts, but now you can use 1000 watts all the damn time. This is literally a cheat code for biking. I've never ridden a bike that climbs technical and steep descents like this. I've been out with friends on Bosch motors, I've been out with friends on Shimano motors, and this thing literally shits over all the motors. I previously rode Shimano motor and I don't even know why you would want a Shimano motor right now. If Shimano don't bring a motor that is as good as this or better in the next 6-12 months, they're going to be kaput. Same with Bosch. Bosch are going to need to come out with something pretty special to keep up with this. And word on the grapevine is they have a new motor coming out next year, which is supposed to be even better than this one, which I don't know how it's possible, because this motor, I feel, is at the peak performance of where an e-bike motor can be without it having to be licensed, or you have to get a special thing to drive it like a motorbike. It is that damn powerful within its range. Climbing, this is night and day difference to my Shimano motor I've used. It climbs effortlessly, and I generally use this bike not even in full power most of the time. I'm in trail and eco, and it has an auto mode in here as well, which basically allows the motor to deliver the power that it actually thinks you need, which is going to help you with battery optimization and just overall power output. And the great thing is there's got an app on your phone and you can adjust every single power delivery to your personal spec. So it's like completely fine tuning how the bike delivers the power for you and your riding style. Now, the one downside, there is many downsides to this bike actually. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. The battery is completely internal. That's a nightmare for me. When I changed the brakes over on this bike, I had to take the motor out, I had to take the battery out just to get access to the brakes. That's something I don't really want to have to deal with. It would be great if they released a new bike which had a door on the side. I could easily just take the battery in and out for easy access. I've owned this bike now for like 3 or 4 months and it's been ridden solid for that time. I've had zero issues with this motor at all. No motor errors, no hiccups, no bearings that have gone, no batteries that have died, no electrics between all the wireless stuff, nothing. It's all very, very, very good. And I guess that's just because it's come from DJI's technology, which again I think is night and day difference, better than any other company going right now. The display on the screen is touchscreen. Everything's very big so you can see everything. It's very easy to navigate around. It even has a USB-C charging port on here, so you could reverse charge a phone if you needed to, or a camera or anything like that. It will also link up to your SRAM wireless gears and has a number of different fancy settings on there that will actually move the motor and change without you having to pedal, so it's almost like having a gearbox. And if you've also got that SRAM wireless gearing, you can actually, when you're shifting, to reduce the load on the cassette and the chain, the drivetrain, the motor will reduce the power when you're shifting, which is going to increase the longevity of that cassette and drivetrain. Why has no one ever thought of doing this stuff? It's not often that a bike brand, or any brand in the world, comes into a new market with a new product, launches it, and is literally competing for the #1 spot of market share on the first product. Usually you'd expect a product to come into the market, it'd be okay, and they'd make improvements through the years and it would slowly get better and better. They've come in with this bike and it's 90-95% perfect as it is. Like I said before, I actually don't think they put that much thought and effort into the actual frame and the bike. Cool, yeah, it's carbon, it looks nice. I think they actually just built an average bike to show that they could build a motor that would outperform everyone. When they bring their next bike out, which I don't know when it'll be, I think the next bike will be their flagship product and it will be a reckoning of power in the e-bike world. Anyone who owns one of these, has ridden one, I can guarantee the first thing they will tell you is how powerful that bloody motor is. Descending on the bike, as you can see, my bike is very different to a stock bike and it rides different to a stock bike. I ride it very aggressively. I think this bike is exceptionally well for the things that I throw at it. I ride 95% of my riding on this bike right now. Do a lot of e-biking. I can't really think of a flaw of how when it's descending, other than the fact the front end might be a little bit too low for me. So like the stack height, basically. So we could increase that by bringing the bars up or bringing the stem up or putting some even bigger forks on. But that's the only real thing I can think of. Wheel size testing, again, that's some kind of personal preference. I did really enjoy how the bike cornered with the smaller rear wheel. I smashed that rear wheel and didn't have a spare at the time, so we put 29er back on to test. and I'm actually really comfortable with that bike, with that setup, with the mullet chip setup as it is. Oh, look at that. Is that a Falcon? That's special. That's special. Pain in the ass. Is he friendly? Is it he or is she? Oh, wish I had a Falcon. I definitely wouldn't be able to look after it though. I can barely look after myself. When it comes to distance on how far the bike will go, I'll put on screen now the info on that because I'm actually not too sure, because I generally just ride my bike in between different modes, and it all obviously depends on the weight of you as a person. But for a bike that looks like a really small lightweight e-bike but yet has the power of pretty much any big e-bike, this bike will keep you going all day. It has for me anyway. Like, I've been tired way before the bike has run out of battery, and that's just using eco mode and sometimes auto, maybe trail, maybe jump into a cheeky boost mode for a quick few little laps because it's just so fun. And then charging the bike, if you have 90 minutes to charge a bike, it will generally do, but I think it'll charge like 70-80%. Like I said, I've changed most of the parts on this bike to test different things. Out the box, just be aware that it's marketed as a trail bike, and it is a trail bike. I have beefed this up to the max. Well, not even to the max actually, you could probably do more to it, but I've beefed it up to suit my riding, and I think this is a very capable bike. I've ridden this all over Europe this year. It's taken me to places that other bikes wouldn't be able to get me to, so I've had some great experiences on the bike, and no doubt I'll have some more in the coming few months. And I want to do some more upgrades to it. Not sure what yet, but if you've got any ideas, let me know in the comments. Always curious to hear what you guys think of these bikes. For the price tag on this bike, which is like £6,500 or euros or whatever it is, as it comes standard, that is a good price right now for e-biking. The PL Carbon Pro, I'll put it on the screen now, I think that's a shade under $10,000. So it's very comparative with all the best parts and spec on it, and I think the colour on both these bikes look really good actually. Silver and black, although I've butchered my colours, and then the Amflow PL Carbon Pro is like black and gold, which is boss. So again, it just comes down to what colour preference you want. I think Avinox and DJI are going to make, and Amflow, sorry, are going to make some epic bikes in the coming months and years. They've definitely won me over with this motor. That's pretty much all I can say about it. But I hope this is useful, guys. See you out on the trails.